Steve Austin's Broken Skull Sessions, and he recently interviewed Kurt Angle. Tell me what stood out to you the most from that interview.
I'm gonna be completely honest.
Mm-hmm.
I don't remember that. Yeah, the Broken Skull segment. I am very sorry.
Oh no.
But
mm-hmm.
This isn't the first time Steve Austin and Kurt Angle had a long conversation with each other about Kurt Angle's past and his struggles and tribulations. A grand example would be when he was departing from the company. He explained that Kurt Angle was taking at least about 1,000 painkillers a month.
Yep.
And because of the fact his neck was killing him and his body was also just causing harm to him as well. And pretty much he became a painkiller addict, pretty much. He couldn't get away from it. And then it got so bad that he had to depart with the WWE. And it got to the point to where when he went to TNA was going to drop him. And because in TNA, what's it called? The way they got around it is they were taking a different drug and they were drinking a lot. So it just doubled down on all the bad things that's happening until he got to he actually got in trouble. He actually got in trouble with the police and he actually got pulled over for DUI. So to get the help he needed, he went to rehab, and pretty much rehab set him straight. They scared him out of his boots and pretty much put him on the straight path. But ever since then, he hasn't been quite the same, and he's been living in pain pretty much. And he knows if he goes back to taking painkillers, it'll make things a lot easier, but it'll make things a lot harder for him in his life. And then on top of that, I believe because of the entire him being a pain addict, his first wife knew about it, and he couldn't see his kids. And on top of that, he was going down a very destructive path because I believe his sister died as well not too long ago, around that time. So the only thing that could have been done about him is let him work, or if not, let him find his own peace. And eventually he did find it. It's just, it's just now a big what could have been, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I mean, that's pretty much that does cover a lot of it actually from that interview. Some of the things that stood out to me the most is some of the stuff that you recently said, like just how much it's so crazy, because the more I learn about wrestling and learn about the wrestlers in the past, a lot of them seem like they had addictions to drugs and alcohol. And I never really thought of Kurt Angle having that, because I never really listened to any of his interviews in the past. I remember when Kurt Angle went into TNA, at that time, I guess I wasn't super like an insider of wrestling when I wouldn't be like diving in so deep that I'd be like, oh, why did this person leave the company like I am now? But so I never really thought about it, but every time I seen him pop up in TNA, I guess when I was younger, I was just like, man, why is he a part of TNA? Why is he not part of the WWE? But just coming to learn from everything in this podcast, just like all the times he broke his neck and the painkillers from it. And then, like you said, in TNA, it got even worse because he started hanging out with the guys and they were more so into drinking. And I guess when he's in the WWE, he didn't drink like that much or anything like that. So it just added worse to his addiction, not only being addicted to the painkillers, but also, drinking alcohol, which is going to make anything worse. But like you even said, some of the things that set him straight was the rehab, and also his wife threatened to leave him, which really got him like, man, I gotta get on my stuff. Like his wife's planning on leaving him. So and this is one of the other things that stood out to me that I really want to get your thoughts on, is that Kurt Angle also mentioned to Stone Cold is when he came back to the WWE this last run, that ended with him facing Baron Corbin at WrestleMania, which was terrible and tragic to me. But he mentioned that he wanted to come back for at least 1 year and go for one more championship run, similar to how Goldberg was able to come back and get a championship run. Kurt Angle felt like, that's what he wanted to do. My question to you, if Goldberg was able to get a championship run, do you think Kurt Angle deserved a championship run as well for his last run with the company?
It's not about whether he deserved it. It's more about could his body handle it. And similar to Edge, he could have got immediately injured, and we don't know how well his body would have held up if you want to really go for a run. Because granted, Kurt Angle coming back, if he was still healthy, 100%, I wouldn't have questioned it, none whatsoever. But because of his neck injury, because of what might have happened, he something happened to his heart recently to where he couldn't even run 2 miles. It's like things like that make me be like, dang, what if that happened in the ring? Like, I don't want to see that. So it's the real question is, could he have been healthy enough to do it? I don't know, but the way he talks in post-mortem of his career, I don't think he could have.
The thing that's interesting to me is that he mentioned around the time that he wanted to, go on that run, he mentioned that WWE kind of held him back from that. And he was like, a few months from the ring, that's when his body really started to stiffen up. So the Kurt Angle that we seen wrestling during his last run, he was very stiff, I'm pretty sure that you could tell, like he was very stiff. He mentioned that the reason why he was stiff is because they kept him from inside the ring for too long. He's like, when he first began talking to him about his last run, he wanted to start wrestling right then and there while he was still competing. Because at that time, he was still competing like overseas in different places. And he wasn't on a hiatus from his in-ring competition. So his body was still feeling good. He was still able to move. Then WWE was like, or I guess Vince was more so like, I want to put you as a general manager, or we're going to put you in a Hall of Fame. And then he didn't really start wrestling until I guess months later, and then his body stiffened up, and he mentioned that during the interview. So I don't know. It's just like, what could have been. I think if Goldberg deserved it, if Goldberg got a championship run, Goldberg's got multiple though now. He's beat The Fiend. He beat Brock Lesnar. I think Kurt Angle deserved to get it, but like you said, would his body been able to hold up? And to me, I would say because he still wrestled. He still wrestled when his body was stiff. So I'm like, if they didn't wait too long, I think he would have been able to do
it. Yeah, I agree, but it's just, I don't know. I wouldn't take the risk, but it is what it is. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, these wrestlers, when they wrestling is what they love. You can see, like Undertaker. I didn't even mention this in the trending topic. Undertaker, I guess, like more recently, even said like, when WrestleMania season is coming around, it's just like he start to get that itch again. Like, should I make a return, or should I be getting ready for something? Like, I'm telling you, these wrestlers, they love it. They don't want to hang up the boots.
No, yeah, you're right. Because a lot of times wrestlers will be, willing to risk life and limb to do so. A lot of wrestlers be wrestling while injured, understandably, so they don't lose their spot. But at times, though, it's because of the fact this is what they love. So they're willing to do it no matter what.
Yeah. So I mean, it's kind of tough because I was like, Kurt Angle deserved a better end to that. He should have faced at least John Cena or somebody at the end. Somebody like Kurt Angle mentioned he wanted to face John Cena or even Stone Cold, somebody that was significant to his career. He wanted to end off his career with, but he got Baron Corbin, and then he lost to Baron Corbin. That is like the most disrespectful ending to an icon like Kurt Angle to me. I don't know. That's tough. That's a tough one.
Yeah, it's a tough pill to swallow. I agree.